The American base beneath the ice, Project Iceworm. Another secret of Danish territory lies hidden far from the mainland, beneath the deep ice sheets of Greenland. Launched in 1959 under the guise of scientific polar research, but with a far more aggressive true purpose, this initiative was named Project Iceworm. Conducted in collaboration between the United States and Denmark, this project was one of the most audacious military engineering endeavors in history. Secret objective. The ultimate goal of the project was to excavate 4,000 kilometers of tunnels beneath the ice and deploy 600 nuclear missiles within them, possessing the range to strike the Soviet Union. The nuclear city. This military city, established beneath the ice, derived its energy from portable nuclear reactors. The power of nature and collapse. Regarded as an engineering marvel, the project succumbed to the forces of nature. The ice moved faster than anticipated, causing the tunnels to warp and risking collapse. This situation ultimately led to the abandonment of the base. Conclusion: melting ice and emerging danger. The most striking point highlighted in the video is that the secrets of the past pose a threat to the future. While Regan Vest has been transformed into a safe museum, Project Iceworm in Greenland is returning to the global agenda due to global warming. As the ice melts, there is a risk that the abandoned base, along with its radioactive waste and toxic chemicals, will be exposed. This serves as proof that the Cold War is not merely a period confined to history books. Its remnants can still confront us today as an ecological threat. These two underground cities in Denmark stand as concrete evidence of what humanity's survival instinct and fear of war can drive us to build, whether deep within the forest or beneath the ice. At the northernmost edge of the world, a vast white desert ruled by silence. Greenland. That massive island tucked away in the corner of maps for centuries, largely ignored, and known only for its ice and cold. But don't let this silence fool you, because right now, beneath these glaciers, lies a treasure that will pit the world's superpowers against each other, potentially lighting the fuse of World War III. Why are these barren lands, where items were once left behind to be sold for a mere dollar, now whetting the appetites of everyone from Trump to Putin, from China to Europe? Welcome to the dangerous game, played by nations looking to turn disaster into opportunity, while climate change drags the world toward catastrophe. Today, we are melting down the frozen truths of Greenland. Our story actually begins with a strange event in the recent past. During the Cold War, the United States had established military bases in Greenland. However, once the threat of war diminished and the Soviets collapsed, the US didn't want to deal with the cost of transporting the buildings and equipment back. It's hard to believe, but they handed over their multi-million-dollar investments to the Greenlandic government for a symbolic price of just $1 and left. Because back then this place was seen as nothing more than an unproductive block of ice, a mere financial burden. But the tables have turned. As humanity's carbon emissions heat up the planet, Greenland's fate has changed too. While melting glaciers are a doomsday scenario for us, they represent a mouth-watering opportunity for global powers. Because as those thick ice sheets melt, three critical things are revealed. New trade routes, passages that shorten intercontinental voyages for ships, energy, rich oil and natural gas reserves. Minerals, rare earth elements. This is exactly where the thesis that melting glaciers could start World War III comes into play. This geography, once ignored by everyone, has now turned into a strategic fortress that must be controlled. The US leads the pack of those wanting a piece of this pie. You might remember, Donald Trump shocked the whole world in 2019 by saying, "We want to buy Greenland." This was no joke. In history, President Truman also wanted to buy it for $100 million in 1946. However, Trump's attitude was less like a diplomatic proposal and more like an aggressive merchant saying, "I want it and I will take it." But America isn't alone at the table. Russia, the country most prepared for the North Pole. It has been building icebreakers for years, planting flags on the ocean floor, and declaring northern trade routes as international waters under its own control. China. Despite having no coastline in the region, it claims to be a near-Arctic state. It is trying to infiltrate the island using its economic power by offering to build airports in Greenland. Canada. It uses its geographical proximity to claim rights over the Northwest Passage. There is a frightening historical parallel here. In the late 1930s, Hitler's Germany pursued an expansionist policy by threatening neighbors, disregarding treaties, and saying, "This is my right." As the world remained silent, the disaster grew. Today, the "it will be mine" attitude of superpowers over Greenland brings those days to mind. A system where treaties only apply when convenient, and the strong crush the weak. Denmark, meanwhile, is resisting these pressures. The royal house sends a clear message by enlarging the Greenland symbol on its coat of arms. This place is ours, it is not for sale. However, how long this massive island with a population of 56,000 can hold out amidst the trampling of giants is a major question mark. In conclusion, the Greenland issue is not just a real estate transaction. This is a war to dominate future energy sources and trade routes. Perhaps, as Einstein said, we don't know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but we can now see that the cause might be the wealth beneath the melting glaciers. Our future depends on how this greedy competition plays out. But what do you think? Will this Cold War beneath the ice turn into a hot conflict? Let's meet in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next mystery file.